In this edition of UTA Spotlight, we take a look at UTA's National Pan-Hellenic Council.
And we take a look at an event that offered traditional Vietnamese food.
We will also talk about UTA softball's first game of the season. UTA Spotlight starts now.
Welcome to UTA Spotlight, where we tell you what's going on at UT Arlington. I'm Kiera Robinson.
And I'm Jeanette Pardo. Thank you for joining us. UTA's National Pan-Hellenic Council is an organization on campus devoted to community awareness and action through educational, economic, and cultural service activities. Last week, the NPHC hosted a Meet the Greeks game night. The event is a part of the biannual NPHC Week. Members and non-members alike join together to play all sorts of games while enjoying music and snacks. The event allowed for students to meet other members within the NPHC, as well as the organization's council members.
I would say it's the community. I definitely feel like I have created bonds that I probably never would have created if I didn't join the organization.
For more information about the National Pan-Hellenic Council and its organizations, you can find them on Instagram and Twitter at UTANPHC.
UTA celebrates Lunar New Year with Joyful Tet Festival hosted by UTA Vietnamese Student Association. Our reporter Ron Everett has the details.
Friday night, UTA VSA Vietnamese Student Association hosted the annual Tet Festival.
So today is just kind of like our Lunar New Year. We celebrate it every year around February. We just follow the lunar calendar.
The event had plenty of music, food, and dancing, and curious students couldn't resist from dropping in and checking it out.
I just saw a lot of people coming up here, and I saw my friend come up here, and I just wanted to see what was going on, and then I stayed because I saw them dancing and I thought it was really fun.
When the sun goes down. The most exciting part of the event that people were looking forward to was the lion dance.
Traditionally, the myth is that the lion is a kind of mythical creature, like a cross between the spirit world and our world. And the villager would come at the beginning of the New Year's and invite the lion to come to their house, their businesses, to chase the bad spirits away.
When it comes to Tet festivals, there are many special preparations.
Personally, we gather all our foods and then we put it outside of our house, and we pray in front of it as well, and we do our prayers during that time. We also come together as a family and we just celebrate the New Year.
Friday night's Tet festival was full of excitement, joy, and laughter. UTA News, I'm Ron Everett.
The Tet Festival was a great opportunity for the VSA organization students to celebrate Vietnamese culture.
A UTA student organization held a peaceful demonstration inside the campus's University Center, asking for social change in the fight against racism. Reporter Travis Collins explains more.
On this cold and rainy day, UTA's Progressive Student Union gathered inside the E.H. Hereford University Center in their 6-year campaign to renaming of the University Center and Wolf Hall, both named after deans who were both white supremacists, and the removal of Hereford's bust. Justin Bent, the vice president PSU, explains UTA's racist history.
He sanctioned blackface minstrel shows. He supported the segregation of the student body as well as the faculty.
But despite support, the current dean of UTA, Jennifer Calley, and other members haven't agreed to the changes. Joe Carpenter, vice president and chief communications officer, responded by stating, "A task force did not find any evidence that Dr. Hereford was directly responsible for the allegations against him, but a new resolution is being reviewed by the student government. If successful, the PSU would like to be named in honor honor of Himika and Elijah McMillan, both UTA students and civil rights activists. Garrett Bonfante explains their strong hope that the vote will pass.
I think if they value diversity and inclusion as much as they like to say that they do, they should have no issue with this resolution.
This is Travis Collins with UTA News.
You can learn more about the Progressive Student Union and their values and goals by emailing them at uta.psu@gmail.com. When we come back, we will catch up on the UTA Lady Mavs' first couple of softball games of the season.
And we will also discover how the Fab Lab is helping students save money with old jeans.
COVID-19 has changed how we show up and show out with our family. Now it's time to take the first step that lets us get back to talking smack with a side of mac and cheese.
Before we can safely come together, we need the facts.
As COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may have questions.
Should I get it? Is it safe?
Should I wait?
It's smart to question. Now, get the facts at getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
Hey Mavericks, let's talk sports. Welcome back to UTA Sports. I'm Jonathan Davis. UTA softball kicked off its season on Friday, and our reporter Geraldo Perez was there for all the action.
The UTA softball team kicked off the 2023 season with an exciting first meeting against Texas Tech, winning the game by a score of 4-3. The February 10th matchup marked one of two games the Mavericks were scheduled to play, ultimately rescheduling the second game against the University of Tulsa due to severe wind chill. The cold temperature didn't bother the fans, however, who came to support the home team.
It's really fun. It's a little bit cold, but besides that, man, it's a lot of fun, good energy, so I'm having a good time.
The weather didn't bother the Mavericks either, as the team played well to achieve the victory. Highlights from the game include Zaya Castrovida's RBI single to tie the game early on, and Kimber Cordemelia going 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, with the second run being the game clincher for the Mavericks. First-year head coach Kara Dill commented on her team's impressive first win of the season.
Oh, it's huge. It sets the tone for the season. It's a lot of things that the girls that we've worked on in practice. It's just staying in the process, getting leadoff outs, making routine plays, getting people on base, executing. They did all those things really well.
Together with new leadership and a group of dedicated athletes, the UTA softball team is ready to make some noise this season. Gerardo Perez, UTA News.
It was certainly a great game for the Mavs to kick off the season. Unfortunately, as the weekend of UTA softball continued, the results were not as they hoped for. James Lutraw has more.
This past weekend, we got to see the first few games of the season for UTA softball, and they were matched up with Tulsa and Texas Tech.
I'm Jake Wilson. I'm the sports director for UTARadio.com.
The game on Saturday against Tech was a defensive battle for most of the contest. However, Tech was able to break the scoreless tie in the 4th inning with a solo home run.
Up and out, 1, 2, or 3. Howard says 2.
My name is Jairus Johnson. I was a camera 1 operator on home plate.
And it's 2.
Just a great overall concerted effort from Texas Tech. Pitching a no-hitter is no easy feat. I know that. It's continued success and it's a continued concerted effort from the coaching staff to get the right calls in time.
After the win on Friday and 2 wins against Tulsa, UTA begins with a 3-1 record.
Well, they actually had 2 games, so they came out and won the first one against Tulsa, 4-3. They were down most of the game. They tied it up towards the 6th inning. And the 7th inning, they just rounded off and won the game 4-3.
They would then add 2 more runs in the 5th and the dagger run in the 7th as Tech beat UTA 4-2. With a new head coach this season, this is a great way to start.
The second game, we didn't get a hit against Texas Tech, so we lost.
Coming off of 2 wins, they got to be feeling good going into tomorrow's matchup against Tulsa.
Although it is tough to see the Mavs lose, it is rare to see a no-hitter. Hopefully the Mavs can get back on track in their next game. That's all we have for Maverick Sports. Now back to the newsroom.
Having a special pair of jeans with a tear in them can be quite frustrating. Our reporter Michaela Miller had the chance to learn how to not only repair jeans but also save money thanks to So Sustainable.
Knowing how to sew has become a rare skill in the recent times. When we get a small tear in our jeans, we immediately turn to buy a new pair. However, UTA Libraries created a way for students to learn how to repair clothing while also saving money. Experiential learning event specialist Grace Bacchus created a fun yet educational way for UTA students to learn how to sew.
We teach students how to repair and revitalize their clothing instead of going out and buying new pieces.
UTA Libraries allow hands-on experience with all of the proper sewing equipment. For just $1 an hour, any student is welcome to take on this challenge. Electrical engineering major Oscar Cervantes took on this opportunity because of how close it hit home for him.
My mom sews. She used to sew back in the day, so that made me grasped me more to learn about how to sew.
Having access to activities such as this can help not only educate, but also slow down the process of global warming.
It's really important that we acknowledge how our clothing consumption affects the environment. So this event is really important to learn about that.
Not only did Cervantes gain valuable life skills, but he was also surprised with a starter sewing kit and a mini sewing machine.
Get my own knowledge on it. Start YouTubing videos on how to do different type of designs and stuff like that. So it's pretty awesome.
This is difficult.
The next Sew Sustainable event will be March 9th, located at the Central Library in the Fab Lab, where you can learn how to paint with just bleach.
That's all we have for today for this edition of UTA Spotlight.
To stay up to date with us, please follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UTA News. I'm Kiara Robinson.
And I'm Jeanette Pardo. Thank you so much for joining us.